What up, Renzo gang? How y'all feeling? Now, this one is an old death battle. I never got to this one. This one right here is the Flash versus Sonic. And this Flash is not Barry Allen Flash. This is Wally West Flash, aka the fastest Flash in all of DC Comics. Wally West is the fastest Flash, and against Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, I don't even know why this is even debatable, because honestly, personally, I feel like they should have had Quicksilver versus Sonic, because Flash is who's finna touch Flash? Quicksilver's not even faster than Flash. But unfortunately, they have this one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and it's not even a debate. Flash is faster than Sonic. So we got DC versus Sega Genesis. So we just gonna dive on into it, Renzo gang. I hope everyone's had an amazing day today. And you guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button, you share and subscribe to this channel, because you don't want to miss stuff like this. And if you are into the death battles, make sure you get in the description down below, hit that link, and it'll take you right to the death battle or animation playlist. Because I'm telling you, these death battles are something else. Like, these one of my favorite videos to react to. So we're just gonna dive on into it, y'all. Let's get it.
Thanks to Bluetooth for sponsoring this episode. Bluetooth brings you absolutely perfect for speed. It's the ultimate sensation on the human body.
And today we're pitting together two of the fastest characters out there.
With these two, speed is far more than simply moving fast. Wally West, the
Yo,
fastest
Wally West Flash.
DC Comics.
And Sonic from
That's the Flash I grew up on, not Barry Allen.
Sonic of all the Sonics. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons,
Yeah.
armor, and skills to find out who would win a
Death battle.
The year was 1985, and the multiverse was in crisis. Infinite Earths were on the brink of total annihilation.
But one man could save the day by running really, really, really fast. The Flash.
People sleep on
Saved
Flash.
everything and everyone, Barry Allen sacrificed his life.
But the Flash wasn't all gone. Barry had a sidekick. You might say a protege.
Protege.
Wally West.
Protege.
Despite the impressive amount of coincidences Barry needed to gain his speed, many others have possessed the powers of the Scarlet Speedster. But for Wally, his own coincidence is unparalleled.
Let's see. President of the Flash fan club, nephew to Flash's girlfriend who introduced him, visited while Flash had a chemical lab set up exactly like it was when he got his powers. Then, just like Barry, Wally got struck by lightning that knocked him into the chemicals, and boom, Flash powers. I would say this kid was super lucky, but he did get struck by lightning.
The true reason? Because Speed Force.
Speed
A dimension
Force,
of
baby.
infinite kinetic energy which
That
all
man
heroes
is the
draw
Speed
their power
Force.
from.
And the DC writer's favorite scapegoat for retcons.
With his newfound ability, Wally joined Barry's crime-fighting heroics as Kid Flash. Strong of head and light of heart, he was more than a sidekick. He was a surrogate son.
So when
Wow.
Barry went poof, naturally Wally stepped up to be the next Crimson Comet himself.
As the Flash, stop doing that. Wally obviously possesses
Flash.
speed.
Ah.
That of light. He can run non-stop for multiple days.
Forget running. This guy looks at reality and spits in its face before giving it a swirly.
Wally can manipulate each and every one of his molecules to, for instance, survive the inside of a black hole. Barry even once regenerated from a cloud of gas.
I bet he never has any trouble with NARBs.
Narbs?
No apparent reason, boners? They're devious.
It must be hard being a
Pumping up
speedster.
where you least expect 'em.
Wally can create tornadoes.
I wonder exactly, when it comes to Flash, like, is his mind constantly racing? Being a speedster has its pros and cons. But in every comic or every anime, you have, well, especially comic books, you got to have a speedster, because them speedsters are one of the most important. Even though they may not be the best fighters, they're one of the most important, you know, when it comes to the multiverse.
Toss lightning and heal from deadly blows. These techniques are rooted in scientific theory and often require a mathematical mindset. For example, by vibrating his body at very precise frequencies, he can turn invisible, phase through objects, tear things apart while phasing through them, and even enter fourth-dimensional space.
So you're saying he'd never be able to do any
them
of this
speedsters,
if he was
boy.
dumb.
Well, that's exactly what I decided to find out when I laced your beer with cosmic kinetic energy. It'll kick in later. With a touch, Wally can steal another speed and use it for himself. Specifically,
Wow.
he can take a person's kinetic energy, instantly stopping them in their tracks or even freezing them for centuries, even from those who are not linked to the Speed Force like Superman.
And his infinite mass punch can knock you across the whole planet.
Applying the laws of relativity, as Wally's fist approaches light speed, its mass technically grows to an infinite degree, striking with kinetic energy equivalent to a white dwarf star, or about 2.6 octillion tons of force.
Wow.
In fact, increasing the vibrational
Yeah, your
speed
face would be
further
gone.
could break the universe.
See, that's how powerful Flash is.
50 megatons. One punch from Wally is like 40 million of those.
Even more wild, Wally can change his vibration frequencies to affect alien energies that do not exist in his own reality.
It's how he helped take out
That's
these
crazy.
aliens called quantum mechanics.
Beings far beyond any physical dimension and immune to ordinary physics.
So, like a prism, Wally changed Superman's heat vision into super space magic to blast them all.
All this is absolutely insane to contemplate, but it is important to remember that Wally is somehow still human.
And a huge
Of course.
dork, but a fun one, not like Wiz over here. I mean, he got married and has kids, so...
Boomstick, I'm married.
What?
To my work. And Wally's family became sort of a cosmic lightning rod rooting him to reality when he time travels. Right? Boomstick, he can time travel. Isn't that fascinating?
You didn't know that? Y'all,
Trying to give him a
yeah.
runaround. Speaking of which, that's how he time travels, by running.
Should Wally become unmoored, he can outrun the Speed Force itself, even running to the end of reality where the concept of death no longer exists.
One time, he beat these gambler gods in a race across the universe, and, they could teleport.
To win, Wally achieved trans-time velocity.
See,
in
Wally,
less than
he
1
does
minute
stuff
Planck time,
that
which is
Barry
so infinitesimal
can't really do.
it is the absolute edge of
That's why
measurable
Wally's the
time
fastest
itself.
Flash,
He is
not
so
Barry.
fast, reality does not have any means to calculate or even comprehend his speed.
That's f***ing crazy. But for some reason, Wally still felt unworthy of the Flash mantle. Come on, man.
I
Look at
mean,
everything you can
I
do.
get it.
Until one day, Barry returned.
Because Speed Force.
To determine the fastest Flash of all,
And
Wally
nobody really
Barry
dies in the
battled.
comics.
This
Nobody
simple
stays dead.
contest nearly tore apart the entire multiverse.
But our kid Flash finally let it all out and won.
Even with those unimaginable feats, Wally's greatest challenge was proving his worth to himself.
He's not just another Flash. He's the fastest being in the multiverse.
Dude, as soon as you finish your drink, turn yourself in.
Got me again, Flash.
Many, many years from now, Earth will be no more.
Yep, because these hentai aliens are gonna drop a bomb that kills everyone and transforms all the animals into furries.
Welcome to Mobius, homeworld
Mobius.
of Sonic Maurice Hedgehog.
Maurice?
A gorilla anthropomorphic freedom fighting
Maurice?
war with the cybernetic empire of Ivo Robotnik, aka Dr. Eggman.
So, yeah, comic book Sonic is a little different from the video game.
Okay.
While leading his Care Bear Viet Cong in the
I'm
fight against
17.
obesity and male pattern baldness, Sonic became a super skilled fighter.
Maurice,
And he wasn't
though.
doing it for nothing. Robotnik had turned his entire family into robot slaves. What a dick.
Sonic is fast as always, but in this timeline, fast takes on new meaning. He's quick enough to create tornadoes, cause after images, turn invisible, phase through objects, and boost past light speed in the blink of an eye. He can dodge lightning
Well.
and even move in between the raindrops of a downpour.
Look at this. He grabbed water and threw it like a baseball in less than .0000, a lot of zeros in a millisecond. He can run around the entire cosmic interstate in less than a day, and that's a highway that cuts through the multiverse. How does he get that fast on an all-chili dog diet? I mean,
Chili
I didn't
dog
mean the rice,
diet.
but
Wow.
not that way.
He could reverse a black hole generator with his momentum alone, which then imploded, somehow sending him 849,000 light years away. Sonic's speed is so impressive that he can even move through stopped time. Let me repeat that. Time was frozen and he could still move. There is no earthly method of measuring such impossibility. In the words of the comic itself, Sonic's speed is incalculable.
I know the Archie Sonic comics can get weird, like really weird, but that's just crazy.
You call it crazy, I call it chaos.
Just like my conception.
Is that Coneheads?
No. I mean chaos as in the Chaos Force. An extra-dimensional
The Chaos
field,
Emeralds.
and omnipotent energy. This chaos takes physical form on Mobius in the shape of magical power rings and perfectly hewn emeralds.
And Sonic loves collecting those rings. By the time he'd scooped up 1 billion of them, the gods were so impressed they put him in a book of world records and gave him a permanent force field that makes him way tougher than anybody else.
Along with shielding his spirit and mind. But that's not all. By gathering a large amount of chaos energy, he can transform into the almighty golden Super Sonic.
Yes, sir.
Hard out, Akira Toriyama.
Super Sonic possesses incredible power. He can use chaos energy for defensive barriers and beams capable of shattering moons.
Somehow, he's even faster than before, and he's totally invincible.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he fought the demigod and possible power drink, Enerjack. This guy could rip people apart molecule by molecule. But no dice with Super Sonic.
Like the video game, Sonic's super forms have a time limit, and now this limit can
Yeah.
be cut short through overuse of power. However, he battled Enerjack from day into night, so it must be able to naturally last much longer than the games, potentially over an hour.
But that's
Oh,
not even
yeah,
his
'cause the
final
games,
score.
like,
If
they-
he's got something as good as a Super Emerald around, he can go Ultra.
Ultra Sonic appears to possess all of Super Sonic's abilities and then some. Specifically, he can tap into the raw magic of chaos.
Yeah, there's a bunch of wizards running around Archie Sonic Land. Like this mammoth mogul guy. Turns out they're all using the same Chaos Force.
Ultra Sonic can manipulate matter at an atomic level, changing its fundamental makeup.
Turning air to water, moving rocks around, opening portals across space-time, that kind of stuff. But while he's never changed other living beings before, it's not totally out of the question. Right, dummy?
You're correct, Speedster. Although Ultrasonic is not
Oh, dummy.
proficient, this ugly
So you trying to be like
monster
Iron Man?
uses the same chaos magic, and he changed a partial robot rabbit into a full regular rabbit. A sentence so absurd, it likely damaged my internal processor.
Don't worry, it was never great. I took it from a refrigerator. Ultrasonic has altered his own body to better traverse difficult terrain. With all this in mind, he could theoretically be able to change the molecular makeup of others too. Just like this.
Ow.
But if changing molecules isn't crazy enough, we need to talk about something even crazier.
Chaos itself. Chaos magic is typically used for one of three things.
Chaos Force versus the Speed
Physical
Force.
ability, providing
Interesting.
lost knowledge, and granting wishes.
Like
They should do a death battle on that.
Sonic's wish to reverse brainwashing, turn back time, revive the dead, and even rewrote all reality in his whole multiverse with a Kamehameha Chaos Beam. Okay, if he can literally just wish his problems away, you'd think he'd have way less trouble dealing with a fat ginger named after breakfast food.
Honestly, he rarely did, but Sonic's a glutton for adventure and action. So over the years, he and the Good Doctor formed an unhealthy codependent relationship.
Just like us. Life's not the same without his oval-shaped enemy to beat up on. So they're back at it every chance they get. Come on, guys, just get a room already.
But after being defeated so many times, both Eggman and Mogul independently came to the same conclusion. By collecting so many rings and emeralds over the years, Sonic has become a literal embodiment of chaos itself. As in, he's a variable that cannot be accounted for, a wrench in the cogs of reality. Without him even realizing it, fate bends to him.
You know you're a badass when the most powerful Chaos Wizard out there decides the only way to beat you is to just wait until you die of old age.
It's ridiculous. It's
Right.
absurd. It's unexplainable.
It's Sonic the freaking Hedgehog.
Ooh, I like to hang, but I got a juice.
The fact that his middle name is Maurice, that's crazy.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, let me tell you about a phone-in provider that's as fast
Ow.
as these guys.
This episode.
Death battle, baby.
You really think you can outrun what? I'm the fastest man
Of
alive.
course he
Oh,
can.
Cherry flavored chump? I'm the fastest thing alive.
That's like a fun superpower.
Wanna fight?
One thing I like about being a speedster, nobody can catch me, and I'll never be late for anything. I would never be late for anything.
Ugh. Don't mess with the hog's dogs.
Ooh, let's go. That would be so annoying getting punched by a speedster. I swear that would get so annoying.
Emerald? I'll show you. Surprise!
That's your best bet, even though they ain't gonna be enough. Cause this is Wally West Flash. He still wouldn't be Barry Allen Flash, but you know. Ooh. And they both Sonic always doing his foot like that.
Nice try. But I'm invincible when I'm like this.
Let's go.
Mastered speed, but I've mastered fate, and I wish you gone forever! Chaos control!
What you gonna do?
Iris, help me now!
Ooh.
Huh?
Yo, this is so interesting, man. I told you what I tell you. He was beating Sonic. I told you. I mean, Sonic held his own, but I still gave that to Flash.
Well, this matchup was incredibly complex. Given
I still
their
gave that to
speeds were
Flash. I'm
impossible to
sorry, but
calculate,
yeah.
Speed alone was, ironically, somewhat of a non-factor in comparison. Sonic in his base form didn't really stand a chance against Wally. Sure, he did seem to survive being launched 849,000 light years into an alien planet by a black hole imploding. However, considering he's been knocked out by far less, black holes are already imploding stars, and it seems some snow also inexplicably survived the trip. It's probably more likely the black hole acted as a sort of wormhole in its last moments and sent Sonic directly there. But if we assume Sonic was indeed blasted through space, a black hole's last moment usually results in an abrupt detonation equivalent to 5 trillion tons of TNT. Impressive, but the infinite mass punch could still deliver over 2 quadrillion times more power.
But Sonic's super forms were a different story. They had answers to almost all of Wally's skills. His chaos energy could replenish stolen speed, he was invincible, and he had frickin' wish powers.
Personally, I was expecting the opposite result. Against almost anybody else, Archie's version of Sonic is practically unbeatable. But across a greater percentage of possible scenarios, Wally just happens to be the exception.
He had every counter he needed to. The speed steal wouldn't stop Supersonic, but Wally still got that stolen speed for himself.
Yeah, I
Super
mean,
and Ultrasonic were essentially batteries of unlimited kinetic energy Wally could pull from. Even with their speeds being incalculable, this meant Wally could ensure he was faster. Plus, Wally performed a lot more of those incalculable speed feats than Sonic ever did, so he technically held an experience advantage in that field.
Chaos Wish Power would be an insta-win against basically anybody, but Chaos Magic uses physical energy. And guess what? Wally could phase through reality warping energy.
And jump through time or vibrate to a higher spatial dimension to avoid Sonic altogether. Even though he had no way to take down Sonic's super forms, Wally has proven capable of effortlessly moving and vibrating at top speeds for days on end.
So it wasn't too hard for him to just wait out the super forms and strike at the first good opportunity.
And when it came to Ultrasonic's ability to alter atomic structures, Wally possessed perfect control over his own individual molecules.
But hey, Sonic's the embodiment of chaos. Fate automatically bends to him or whatever.
yeah.
Except Wally has broken fate a few times himself. The best example being when he ran to the end of reality and forced the concept of death itself to die.
Exactly. Sonic can't do that.
Simply put, Sonic's hypothesized nature as an anomaly in reality just wasn't enough protection against someone who could also break the rules of reality.
And remember, when Wally raised Barry, their speed almost tore apart the multiverse.
Both these characters understandably seem overpowered to an extreme fault, but it's important to remember that in their respective worlds, the story comes first. Sonic was impressive, improbable, inexplainable, but Wally had the power, the counters, and the speed he needed to pull ahead in this absolutely mind-bending battle. Oh, the drink is kicking in.
Wiz and Boomstick, they are hilarious, man. I love Wiz and Boomstick.
Speed God!
Incredible. Tell me, what cosmic insight have you learned?
Just one thing. Well, Sonic didn't know it. The writing was on the wall.
The winner is the Flash.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This episode of Death Battle.
I told y'all Flash is gonna beat Sonic. What speedster can beat the Flash? Only way I can see someone beating the Flash is if it's an evil Reverse Flash or whatever, Savitar, whoever. Other than that, nobody's touching Flash. So Renzo gang, if you guys enjoyed this, like I said, hit that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more of these, the description down below take you right to the playlist, because these death battles are something else, Renzo gang. But I love y'all. I will see y'all next time.